Our guest Yuri Omanwa is with us. Karibu sana Bwana Yuri. From School of Law, aspiring lawyer, but also an aspiring political leader in Daystar University. We'll get to have that conversation. Unasikiaje this morning?
Nasikia salama kabisa.
Habari ya masiku nyingi tangu kuwe na sisi.
Tangu nikuwe hapa, but you know I usually come to other shows, but imekuwa kitambo tukikuwa na wewe.
Ukiwa na mimi.
Morning show.
Now the serious morning shows. The last time we were together, it was just a discussion around you being in the committee of events, exactly. And we were just talking about the events that were coming. It was the office of the campus governor. And so Sai, we are talking about something related to the office of the campus governor in the now and in the future. So feel very much welcome, and let's just get straight into it. Look at the River campus, in campus and off campus. How do you feel about the state of the River campus?
Okay, on my view, I can say that Daystar on its own as a university, we have been on a positive trajectory in terms of the publication of the school, how the school is growing academically. But there's one thing that is lacking, and that is the social welfare of the students. When you look at the students, when you see cases such as security being rampant, coming up from semester to semester, this means that there's something that is lacking, and it needs to be checked on.
Okay, and now do you think students feel adequately represented in the key decisions? Look at the decisions that were made even during the previous cases, insecurity, and then we just saw this directive: be here this time, don't be here this time. Have we felt the student representation in almost everything? That, not just that instance, that is just like an example, but every other instance?
I can say that as a university, we have failed in understanding what representation is. Representation, in a simple layman's language, is having the whole community understanding and giving participation in their matters, involving them, circulating them. I can say that as a school, we have been more on policy side, and that is not real representation. Real representation is calling the students, asking them, you'll say that there's insecurity. Can you address this and this? And after that, we should engage them in those decision makings, in those meetings that are held backdoors. I'll give an instance of what is happening right now in a case of representation. The office of the SG is doing a very great job in the SOEA. I saw that everything that is happening and is yet to happen has fully revolved around students. Students have been called. There's a group that is made. There are two groups, right?
There are two groups,
and those groups are doing very well. So unajua mimi sifuatiliangi hiyo group sana, but most of the times nikifungua hivi simu unapata 700 and something messages, students engaging. That's the real representation that must be made in Daystar University.
Okay. Cheers to that.
When you talk about security concerns of campus keep resurfacing semester after semester, in your view, where is the gap? Like, is it coordination? Is it policy? Is it the enforcement of the rules or enforcement of the policy that they have put across?
Okay, I can say that in the world that we are living, especially Kenya, policies are there just to be read. The main problem in the security concerns in our school institution lies deeply in the coordination between the administration, the student leadership, and the community at large, the Daystar community. You know, we keep assuming that the people outside Daystar don't know what's going on. The boda guys, the mambogas, those are the key people who know this one alipita hapa leo asubuhi, huyu si wa hapa. Those are the people who are supposed to be even in these committees, in these meetings. Hawa ndio watu wanafaa waulizwe, because they are familiar with the students. When they see new faces, they can tell this person is not from this area. Now I can say that the coordination between the administration and the community, there is a gap in there.
That's where the gap is.
Yeah.
So what practical steps do you think that the campus leadership should be taking right now to ensure that this is not happening, to ensure that the campus is actually safe, even off campus, not just inside campus?
You know, if the coordination was at par, the people outside campus, those community people, the Daystar community, will have really pushed their MCA. You know, those MCA, I was having a dialogue with some of the vendors outside, and they were saying that since they elected the MCA, he has never come around Daystar community to ask what the burning issue is. And right now, you can see the infrastructure and everything. That alone means that the MCA of this area is not at par with what is happening in the area. Now, if the coordination...
Yuri, sorry to interject. There is a concern. Let us address at the microphone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Now, if the coordination was at par, the Daystar administration, in liaison with the student leadership, will have created an ad hoc committee, an ad hoc committee which will involve the community and the community based, and from there they will know the approach to reach even the area MCA, and in which the area MCA will have increased the number of police in this area. Will have even brought some of the street lights in security red zones, such as the way that is going to Babs, the Krypton's area, and even coordination with the landlords. Maybe I know those people owning hostels out there, they have crazy money.
Yeah, they have a lot.
Yeah, if there was a coordination with them only will have come with those street lights. So I think there's a gap between the administration, which need to be sorted.
Now, with the institutions or the offices rather, and the representatives that are supposed to address these problems, we talk about them not turning up and helping in solving the issues. We end up having a problem. A problem of broken trust. Now, once trust is broken, how do we rebuild it? And do you think if then trust is broken, it will also affect the incoming leaders? How is trust going to be rebuilt according to your philosophy?
First of all, you know, where the rain started beating us is when the old structure, we saw that the structure was falling down and we didn't address that. When I'll give an instance, the current council, which came in last year April, we saw a gap between them in that there were continuous fights between the council, and this was a structural issue in that there was the fight of superiority, and that brought the fights, and due to that, the trust was broken. So first of all, we need to acknowledge that yes, the students don't feel that they can trust the offices and the leaders they elected. After acknowledging that, we should come up with a structure that under sanitization to the students, that when electing these leaders, you should look at the principles.
Suggest the structure then, which you feel
the structure. Now I'm coming up with the structure now. The students, it first starts with the students acknowledging that it was a mistake in electing leaders based on the money one has, based on the looks, but after
okay,
based on the looks and everything, and after acknowledging kila kitu, ina come up to the leaders, acknowledging that hapa hizi roles wajaingia kujibamba, wajaingia kwa hizi roles kujigain, but wameingia kujenga students. Now after the structure wamekubaliana everything that we are working for the students, and the students we need to liaise with the administration. Now if there's a clear structure, communication structure, and a well laid out leadership structure, I think
you see, Yuri, I can give you a pattern of things that normally happen here in this university. We have election after every year, right? January, February, we will talk about whatever you're talking about, or even March, we'll talk about whatever you're talking about. We'll talk about people should not be elected on the basis of CJ looks, basis of who has money, basis of who talks to me in a nice way, basis of which tribe you come from. All this, we normally talk about it here. And then after elections, we end up now having a different conversations. Let us see what this new council will bring. And the new council starts with lots of PR, lots of enjoyment, lots of nguvu nyingi, and it seems they are united. Even this particular council that you're using as a case study, they started in that way. The first video was them going to the Mama area, to the construction area. They were together at the offices, the meetings, they were together. That happens with almost all the councils that I've seen in the past 5 years. And then now it reaches a point whereby we have now conversations of there is wrangles inside the offices. And you've talked about you need to have better structures. First, what are these better structures? And then before I go to the next question, in terms of whatever you've asked about, what are the better structures?
Okay. I'll say that communication is the key to this thing. And I can say that there's been a rampant issue in the communication sector. Basically in the governance in the DUSA offices. I like to oppose what you have said that the current DUSA was together.
At least they showed it.
I've been in the office of the governor.
Communicating also, the communication was there.
I was in the office of the governor, and everything the governor was doing was opposed by the 4 council members, which I like to abstain naming their names, but they were opposing him very much. And when we look at the article in the Constitution, DUSA Constitution, Article 22, the governor is the one who is in charge of the social welfare of the students in Daystar University. Now, him being the core principle of social welfare of the students, and being denied the platform of communication through the SG, through the DUSA email, that means a lot. So, yeah.
So the question now is, what are the better structures? I need to get that part clearly. What are the better structures that you're talking about? Because when you've said there are wrangles, you've pointed out them in a very nice way. And you said we need to have better structures. Then it means there's something in your mind in terms of what the better structures are. What are the better structures?
Now, in my mind, the better structure is having a trustworthy leadership in that.
The current ones aren't trustworthy.
No. Can say they're
okay.
not.
Then, with leaving that at that, the fact that the current ones are not trustworthy, then it brings in the conversations of students are the ones who are suffering. The students, like this week alone, we are in Thursday, there are so many TikTok videos by very many creators who are speaking about problems of cat security, for instance, at the gate. Just entering school alone, it's a problem. The videos have received wide attention, and people in the comment sections, they are also venting something that should be done in the DUSA offices. The DUSA offices represent the students at the top. Now, we've reached a point where students are just diverting this because in the council itself, they're not united to work and they're not working for the students. With that as the problem, what are the practical steps then that you would propose should be taken in order to now bring back normalcy and avoid this bypassing?
Okay, I've been observing how cat security are relating to students, are relating to the staff, and I can say that all this is being brought up by the top people in the security offices. I'll give an instance of the former security chief of officer in Daystar University,
Christopher Ekesa.
Christopher Ekesa, it was alleged that at most occasions he used to lead the security officers with intimidations, and through that, the security officers are also humans, and wewe ukitishiwa leo ukiambiwa ukisipofanya kazi vizuri kesho utakuwa hapa, itabidi hii hasira yote unarudishia students. So first we need to address first the people in the top offices, and this should be done through the office of the dean. And after this issue has been clarified and been sorted out from the from the office of the dean, it now should be taken to the offices of the security officer. And from there, I think if the CAT security will having good working conditions, I don't think these issues will be coming up again and again.
Before I bring it back to Jojo, and before we also take the break, just from what you've said, it's not even around catch security only. You'll see students raise issues about how life is at the hostels, how life is off campus, transport issues, issues relating to even just events, even just classes, relating with the wildlife that is there in school. Students are feeling vulnerable. The place they are venting to is TikTok, it's Instagram, it's because now there, maybe it will give them some sort of satisfaction with interacting with others who are going through the same, rather than going to the offices and reporting, and you feel like nothing is being done. And you've talked about going to the dean. Good, that's a good measure. And then the dean helps out. Isn't the current council going to the dean? Or is the problem at the dean?
No, the problem is not in the dean. I can say that after them going to the dean, now the resolutions from the art offices is not clearly communicated to the students. What the resolutions which were made from the office of the dean, they not come up clean to the students. I can give an instance of the student barazas. We usually hold student barazas, but after the barazas, we don't get feedbacks on how the issues that were raised are going to be sorted out. So I can say that the communication gap there is a breach.
Great. Jojo, you'll pick it up after the break, because right now tumepitisha kiasi, it's 34 minutes past the top of the hour. We'll have discussions about now maybe your leadership style and also ECD, because they were announced yesterday, amongst other things. And we're going to bring in the challenge, we're going to provoke the perspectives, etc. Also, there are many texts that are coming in, also directed towards you, which we'll also interact with them and ask you in the next segment. But for now, keep it Shine FM 99.9. The show is The Conversation. This is episode 6 of The Conversation. Now, keep it with us. We will be right back. There is lots of interaction in this particular show. We will try as hard as possible to fuatilia zote. And you can also catch us at Shine FM on any social media platform. You just guess it and go and search Shine FM, unatupata. Ama namna gani? Jojo, we need to understand with Yuri now on that part of representation and power.
Yeah, Yuri, if I may ask, what does real representation mean in a private university setting like Daystar? And can student leaders push firmly while maintaining harmony, like with the institutional harmony? Can they push firmly to reform while maintaining harmony with the institution?
Okay, real representation in terms of the students or the administration?
You're representing the students.
Okay.
A student leader is representing the students.
I can say that real representation coming one as a student leader, you need to understand the boundaries the institution has set for both the students and even the student leadership. After understanding those boundaries, you now need to understand how you will culminate your influence, your work, and your work ethics into that, and ensuring that there will be impact after your term has elapsed.
Yeah.
Now, there's that question whereby Amuliza, can you represent the students while keeping harmony? Like, Katu ananisumbulia students, off campus, these rents are too high. Ama the sewage family, but also maintaining harmony. Iskwe kama you are now striking.
Yeah. I can say for that to happen, one need to understand what diplomacy is. And I can say diplomacy is not about being a populist. You can do this through a clear representative structure, in that you liaise with the dean liaise with the offices, because the jurisdiction of a student leader, as articulated in the constitution, is that the jurisdiction is only on the student's part. Now you can't start saying that davuta ukazi, we asifanya vizuri. You now need to understand how you will liaise with all the offices in the school, so that the part you're representing does not feel left behind.
And at what point should a student leader publicly disagree with administration? As you said, we are talking
Jojo,
about
Jojo.
Uh-huh.
Tuuliza tu swali tena and then tukaribia hizi microphone so that the people can hear.
At what point should a student leader publicly disagree with administration? So you've said you're not supposed to be a populist, yeah. So at what point would you, as a student leader or with a student leader, disagree with the administration?
I'll say this may come where diplomacy has failed, where you have tried every means now this, and when the issue is really concerning and burning the social welfare of the students, this is when a student leader is supposed now to come up and say, now we need to put a stop on this, and we are supposed to do this and this. But when you come up publicly, you ought to come up with solution. You don't come up saying that, oh, hii administration ni mbaya, sasa unajua ni mbaya, so hata tukuje classes. No, as a leader, when you come up with those allegations, you also need to come up with a proper way of dealing with the problems.
Okay, so should there be a clearer accountability mechanisms for student leaders? Like, should they be held accountable for every action? And can you suggest like clear accountability measures?
Yeah, that's why there are student barazas for the council. Yeah,
we've only seen the SG having student baraza in Daystar University. In the past 2 years, the current SG has 2. That's it.
Okay, the student baraza.
So is that a clear accountability measure?
The student baraza is a way that is a link or a channel where the students can come up and air out their issues. And you have said that in the past regime we have only had 2 barazas.
No. In this regime, 2 barazas. In the past regime, we haven't seen baraza. In the other one, Ukombele, at least we saw even a presidential.
Now we can say that we are on a continuous progression, and we are opting for the best for the coming council.
And are you suggesting that the baraza is the only, or rather the best accountability measure, really?
Yeah. What about how to hold them accountable, like anonymously? Would you suggest like some ways?
In those even budgets is like a secret, really. So now, how many people get to see the DUSA budget? So if we talk about baraza being accountability measure, and then it's the same baraza where issues are raised, and then we wake up in the morning, things are back to normal. How is the baraza going to?
This comes from the personal point and an integrity point of a person. We can say that when the current regime was campaigning, they say that all the budgets and everything will be put out to the students, but we have not seen even one. Now this will not be the question of any structure or anything, but it will be a question of their integrity. Why did they lie to the students?
Okay. Sawa. That question also, we know the rightful people who will be here with us who tutawauliza this question. Twende kwa ECD. Yesterday you saw the email, the memo that was sent, and we had new representative. We also mentioned them at the start of the show. What's your feeling about the current ECD that has been constituted?
Okay, for the current ECD that was announced yesterday by the Dean of Students, I can confidently say that I do believe in them, because most of them I've interacted with them on a personal level, on a professional level, on an official level. I can say most of them, I know them as people who are firm, people who can make decisions under pressure, and I do believe that the structural and the procedural measures that will be put in place by the ECD will be fair, free. No.
You seem to be very confident. What if we hear now different stories, while towards maybe God forbid, okay, not that God forbid, anything can happen. What if you are on the wrong side now of the tallying, and you feel like apana nyinyi ECD and we still, right now you're comfortable, you seem to be very confident.
Hiyo sasa itakuwa makosa yangu, itakuwa ni mimi sikufanya kazi vizuri.
So hold you accountable and say umesema itakuwa
makosa yangu, but ECD nayo mimi I can strongly say that I am very confident with the team.
If you were advising the next student leadership team, okay, and hopefully, yes, you managed to get there, what would be your top 3 priorities if you were at the position to advise them?
okay, in my manifesto, my main agenda is the bringing up of the social welfare of the students. And in the social welfare, there are three pillars which constitute the welfare of the students in Daystar University. This is the security of the students. Are the students feeling safe around this campus? Is everything which revolving them a top priority for the administration? I will also ensure that I'll bring back the housing committee, and in this housing committee, I do plan that in every semester, at the beginning of the semester, there's a check done by the committee and a liaison with the housing commission. In that we come up with a list that of the certified hostels which are safe for the students, which will include that in our check will include that the hostels, do they have water? Do they have emergency precautions for instances such as fire? Do they have enough space? Is the living condition in those hostels proper for the students? My third agenda is for the comfortability of the students, and for the comfortability of the students will ensure that everything will run smooth for them, for the food and the cafeteria. Recently tunapata food inaisha by 7. Students wanakosa food,
na food yenyewe pia
quality pia iko lacking. To make sure pia vile transport inaendelea
vizuri, not lacking but not good.
Vile transport inaendelea sasa hivi vizuri, itaendelea hivyo mnataka ku maintain ibaki at par hivyo tuendelee. In the events planning, okay, I can say there's been a glitch in the events planning, but I can say we have worked with you in some of the events, and you have seen how charismatic I am with events.
I won't say anything.
Yeah, those are my 3 agendas.
So, okay, acha kwanza nikushike on one. You've talked about I'll bring back housing committee. You see, it's common with campaigns whereby someone says, I'll do this. There's a reason why housing committee was taken away, whether it was a legal reason, an illegal, it was a legal way or illegal way. Yeah, but it went away and it used to be there. Now, what are the steps? Let's talk about also the steps, because one thing to promise that we'll have this, yes, but according to how you've kind of structured it, how will you bring back housing, for instance, or maybe even the food committee for another instance?
Okay, I'll speak on the housing committee.
Okay.
This housing committee, I'll bring it back as an ad hoc committee, in that as much as it will be a student-based committee, it will also entail most of the caretakers around.
Okay.
And from there, we'll create a channel that even looking for hostels will be easier for students. In that we'll be having communications with the caretakers on the daily progress of the hostels, and if there are vacancies on the hostels, we get the communication first, and from there we can pass the communication to all the students, and those who feel the need to move or vacate can reach us, and we can
help me understand how you will manage to have an ad hoc committee while following the DUSA constitution, and it comprises of non-Daystarians.
Okay, this will be a small engagement which will be done by a consensus from the council, which will come. A consensus from the council first, and then we'll send a proposal to the dean of students, and from the dean of students who will approve that, and then from there sisi ndio tutajua sasa vile tutashughulika na watu.
Doesn't that sound beyond imagination? You're confident about that?
I'm very confident about that.
Tuko hapa na tutaangalia na tutajua. In 2026, the year that we are in at the moment, what does a mature student leader look like, according to you?
Okay.
Have we seen them in Daystar University?
Okay, I can say that a mature leader in 2026 is one that brings confidence to his constituents in a way that unaweza work kwa leader, you are in a spotlight that hii kitu imefanyika, hebu kwanza tuone vile Eddie atashughulikia ndio tujue vile tutafuatilia. And I can say that because since the uprising of the Gen Zs, many things that are revolving around us as youths, we usually first want to see those on top, what they have to say, so that we can react. So I can say that being a leader in Daystar University, you are given the task that you need to make sober decisions. You need to show that your constituents that you are a sober person in decision making and guiding them in appropriate manners.
So do you believe, as a student leader, in terms of character and courage, it is possible to be both diplomatic and firm?
Jojo, napenda maswali zako.
In a private institution,
and let's not give answers that are beyond imagination.
Yes.
In
a private institution, I can say it's somehow limited, because when you become firm, they will say that you are more on the side of the students, and when you try to become diplomatic, the students will feel that they are neglected in a way.
How do we strike the balance?
Now, the way you can strike the balance is, I can say, you need to pick a poison and move with it. If you're a diplomatic leader, you know how you will be diplomatic with the administration, but at the same time, the students will still feel represented. And if you decide your poison is being firm, well, utajua vile utadeal na administration in your own way.
Okay. So what kind of pressure comes with holding influence in a university environment like Daystar? What pressure have you ever felt?
The pressure, I can say the pressure is you are opted to be someone that people can look up to in the way you dress, the way you talk to people, and even the way you relate with others.
The way you relate with others.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me give you a scenario. Maybe the bus is late and students have been waiting for like 1 hour. How should a leader respond to students when they are angry, they are fuming? How will you respond to students when they are angry? Or any leader, how do you think they should respond?
Now, that's a great question. In that scenario, one you should come first to the students. You understand their point of frustration. Maybe kuna mtu alikuwa na event na amechelewa, you understand everything past the point of frustration penye inatokea, and from there you now liaise with the appropriate channels wenye walifaa waleteo basi, ndio uende tena waulize, okay, ufai kwenda pale ukifiumu uulize mbona nyinyi mdeleta basi, ile hasira ya students wako nayo pia wewe unapeleka hiyo hasira kwa watu wengine. You need first to take in the anger from the students, alafu ukisha take in the anger una calm down, and then you go to the appropriate channels, you understand what is the problem for this issue, and from there you come back to the students, give them feedback. Uwezi wachanisha tu hapo umeona wamelia that the bus is late, and then after there wewe unatoka hapo unaenda unapotea. Unafaa tena uende uambie okay, ilifanyika hivi na hivi na hivi, and this is being solved.
Okay. What mistake do you think student leaders commonly make in an office?
And we take it quick kidogo because of time.
Okay, they forget the manifesto that they give to the students. That's the common mistake that is happening again and again and again. Yeah.
Now, let's take it to the audience. First, there was that one.
Yes, there was one question here.
Yeah, we now take it to the audience. Wacha tuanze na Jojo and then nikuje hapo.
Now, here from one audience, niulize Yuri. Anataka kujua, the one major issue una guarantee utafix in your first 100 days, especially issue ya transport services na hizo bus za Jumbo Star. alafu amesema nikuulize if you're willing to commit to on air that if you'd fail to do or fail to achieve what you've said you'll achieve in your 100 days, you're willing to resign.
As tough as it is.
Okay. From what I've understood from the question, is asking
what's your plan in the first 100 days?
Yes.
If you don't achieve, are you willing to resign?
Yeah, that is the main thing.
And also with
services.
issues that some are outlined, transport services, Jumbo Star Company, which is an outsourced company. Yeah, some of the issues, that is just like a case study.
Okay,
quick one.
Okay, in my first 100 days, I do promise to the students that all the committees that I put in place for my office, I'll ensure that they will be running and they will be cost effective to the students. I'll also ensure that the issue of transport committee, which inaweza sema ni chache, but I'll ensure that haitawahi sikika tena in a way, because I'll ensure that the communication will be at par from the students, the administration, and the people in charge of the buses. I'll also ensure that the Falcons, because I'm a huge supporter of the Falcons. I'll ensure that the Falcons themselves will feel somehow welcomed with the transition in everything. I'll give an instance, a scenario with the football team. The football team are being led by intimidations, and unafikanga tu pale wanasemanga tu bora tumecheza tumepotea, coaches ameenda.
Yuri, you seem to be known very well also with umesema coaches ameenda. The football team that you lead. So I'll start with this question. Is he the same Yuri who runs a football team? Nimesikia he owns a football team kwa the Daystar League. So just for context, I know of DSL, which is the Daystar Super League. It comprises of, number one, students, and also staff here and there, right? Now, it's almost like it started like a friendly competition just among friends, and then it grew and grew. So unapata there are teams like School of Business, School of Law,
Communication,
wanashikana tu hivyo, the Scobek, and then also there is it's called okay, sawa hivyo. So are you the same one who owns your team? So tell us about your team, and are you the same Yuri who owns the team?
Yes, I'm the same Yuri. My team, when I formed that team, Liberty FC, it was on a basis that I used to go to watch the SL matches on a regular.
Okay.
And I noticed that there's some of the players who were not given play time. And in my mind, I was like, why not come up with a team in that our players pia wapate time ya kucheza? And from that, I think I can say that it came from a selfless point that nilijitolea that hata vijana wengine wapate opportunity ya kucheza na ikuwe more competitive.
Now, people usually watch you, and there's another question here. We want to challenge your leadership style, and how do you plan to transition from being how they viewed you as an absolute dictator of a football club, where your word is law, to being now a public servant, which you are aspiring. First of all, by the way, tell us what you're aspiring to be at the student council first.
I'm aspiring to be the campus secretary at the River campus.
That thing changed from being named campus secretary because of the role. Now the office. Talk of the office. Yes, campus secretary, the office. Because now we will kind of not distinguish between secretary general and the governor. Now, how do you transition from being the absolute dictator of a football club to being a public servant who has to answer to the students and negotiate with the administration without just throwing his weight around?
First, I like to disagree by the statement made that I'm an absolute dictator.
That is also part of being a dictator, that disagreement. They're the ones who are seeing you.
Because my team basically right now has a clear structure and comprising of like 8 people. 8 people. There is a manager of the team. There is the coach of the team. There is a social media manager. And I can say that I'm just an overseer of everything that is happening. Okay. And by that's why I'm saying that I wish to object the narrative that I'm a dictator of the team, because
are you ready to be a public servant?
I'm very ready.
So what's your leadership style?
My leadership style, I can say my work alone can say that I usually like getting views from everyone, and from those views I filter the views that I see that can push us ahead and that can marinate us into a sellout university, in that we can sell our name in a better way, and from there I go with it.
Now, another question here brought to us. Give the student body one ironclad reason why they should trust you, not to use the governor's office to quietly funnel resources, sponsorship, or university favors towards maybe your own personal goods, such as football franchise for even your team, and then at the expense of other campus clubs. Yeah, like, why should we trust you? You see, some people may use the office to just seek for sponsorship, to seek for scholarships, to seek for everything else. Why should we trust you into that big office located there at the Hope Center?
For my part, I can say that I'm a selfless person, in a way that I've served first when I was in a first year in the Dusola team, which in this Dusola team, there was no remuneration of a sort. And by that, I pushed every agenda without taking even a cent from that office. I started a football team without even asking a cent from anyone. And I also served in the events committee. Where I was in the planning committee of the events and not in the finance part of the committee. I can say finances have never been an issue to me. And I'm a very selfless leader in that manner.
Okay, there's one more question here from our audience. This person has said, student leaders often lack formal authority. How will you exercise influence within Daystar's and administrative structure without overstepping boundaries?
As I said earlier, as a student leader, one hopes to understand the boundaries which have been set by the university and the administration at large. And after understanding those boundaries, one needs to understand how he'll eliminate his influence, his leadership style, and everything to work within the boundaries. Yeah.
To work within the boundaries. So Yuri, you have not yet, from the first question I had asked, someone said, are you willing to pledge here right now, if you don't act in accordance to how you are in office, you will be willing to step down? Or
I will not step down, because I know
if you don't achieve,
deliver.
No. Okay, you will deliver.
Yes.
What if you don't? Will you be willing to take responsibility and say, I haven't, and I promised I will deliver? Now I want to just step aside.
I'll take the responsibility, but resigning,
no,
I'll be lying.
Sawa. Hiyo pia nijibu. Ni sawa. Tukifunga sasa. We thank you for acknowledging our invite and being here with us. This is just the start of many others, hopefully, and wishing you success in your aspirations.
Thank you.
However, now talk to the students, because yes, much of the conversation was themed around being let down. What would you tell the students who are feeling left, who are feeling the student governorship has not just the governorship, the student leadership hasn't been on our side, hasn't really represented us? What would you tell them as a parting shot?
As a parting shot, I'll just leave them with a quote from Chinua Achebe, who say that in his book, that the history of the ant will always favor the hunter until the lion gets its own historian. And at this point, I like to tell the students of Daystar University that I've heard your cry. I understand what is going around Daystar, and it has reached the point where you need to get your own historian, and who can deliver on your points, who can hear your cry, and eliminate all the issues to a better solution, to a better Daystar. Thank you.
Sawa, asante sana kwa kuja. We are wishing you success and
remember we are watching you.
And we are watching you together with the others.
Yes.
This has been Shine FM. The show is The Conversation, episode number 6. Tumeanza vizuri na hii ya leo imekuwa moto up to many others. Our guest has been Yuri Omanwa. Si ndivyo? Yeah, Yuri Omanwa. Tunakuwish all the best in the next coming weeks. To all our listeners, that has been it. Tumekula extra time kidogo, 7 minutes kama Premier League. However, we thank you for being with us even through that. Keep it Shine FM. There are many other shows to come. Kwa hivyo usiende mahali and see us. Okay, see the duo, me and Jojo, next week, same time, same place. However, mi nitarudi with the 1 p.m. news. Kwa hivyo pia, usiende mbali kama unataka kunisikia. I was your host, Cecil, Eddie, and my co-host,
Jojo.
Muwe na weekend njema yenye fanaka.
Na mjifunike duvet.
You take care. Goodbye.